Okay, here's page 13. Now, this is called a standard normal distribution. A standard normal distribution has a mean of 0 and a standard deviation of 1. So it's very specific. It still goes up, comes back down, but instead of that last problem where our mean was 80, here your mean is 0. And instead of going up by 10, now we just go up by 1s, okay? And you go down by 1s. So it looks like that, okay? It's just a specific case. Standard, your mean is 0, and you're going up 1, down 1. That's it, okay? Okay, now we're going to start using the chart, okay? I handed out the chart on Tuesday. I'll also post it online. It's also in your book on, I think it's page 822 in your book. And we're going to start using the z-table, okay? You're going to use this a lot in this chapter. So, the chart looks like this, and it gives you the area or the percent in a curve, okay? So here we go. Let's just start practicing. The first one says find the area to the left of z equals -1. I can either say left of z equals -1, or I can use the less than sign, okay? So you've got a little curve. 0 is always in the middle, okay? Here's -1, and what they want you to do is find the percent of people that scored less than this -1. What's this area is what they want, okay? To find that, you use the z-table. So you look up -1. You have one side that's positive, and you have one side that's negative. Coming straight down, these are all your z-scores, okay? And you go to -1, and this is what you want, -1.0. -1.00 actually. So in this chart will always give you the area to the left. See this picture? It always gives you the area to the left, never to the right. If it's to the right, we have to do something different. But if you want to the left, you just look up the z-score, -1, and there it is, 0.1587. You'll write down all 4 digits, okay? So your answer right here is 0.1587. If you want to write it as a percent, you just move that decimal place over twice, and you write 15.87%. So right here, about 15% of your data scored right in this area, okay? All right, let's do this one. To the left of z equals 1.19, okay? So look at your chart. Now here's 1.1. Now to get the 9, you look at the top. See these top numbers? That's in the hundreds place. So you're going to go 1.1. This is 1.10, 1.11, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is 1.19. That's the area, 0.8830. Okay, so right here, 0.8830. Or if I want to write it as a percent, you could say 88.30%. So here's what it looks like. 0's in the middle, 1.19 is out here. So if I want the area to the left of here, shade that in, that's about 88% scored less than that z-score. Okay? So those are how you do to the left. Now to the right is a little bit different. So let's say I wanted to the right of 1.19. Now if you ever want to the right, you look it up. 1.19, we just said was 0.8830, and the whole thing has to add up to 100%, or 1. So to get to the right, you do 1 minus 0.8830, and you get 0.117, okay? So if it ever says to the right, you do 1 minus whatever that was that you looked up, and that's the area to the right. So here's your picture. Okay, here's 1.19. 0.88 was to the left, but if I want to the right, you do 1 minus. That's like 100% minus 88%. is about 11%, or 11.7% in this case. So if 88's to the left, 11.7's got to be to the right. Okay, so here's another one. To the right of 0.25. So what you do is you look up 0.25, and you're going to do 1 minus whatever that is. So you look up. Now make sure when you look this up, you start with 0.2, not 2 point, okay? People get that mixed up all the time. It's 0.25. So this is 0.20, 0.21, 0.22, 3, 4. Right here, here's 0.25, 0.5987. So 0.5987. Now, if it was to the left, that would be our answer. But if it's to the right, you got to do 1 minus that, which will give you 0.4013, or 40.13%, either way. Okay, so your first job was to the left. You just look it up, and you're done. The second problem was to the right. You look it up, but you got to do 1 minus. Now the last kind of problem that you can get is a between. What percent is between two z-scores? If it's between, you just look them both up and you subtract. No 1 minus, nothing like that, okay? You just look it up. So the first one was negative 1.62. So here's negative 1.60, 0.61. Here's negative 1.62. That's 0.0526. So write that down. The next one was 2.57, so go on the positive side, find 2.5, and now you got to go to 7. Remember, the first column is 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here it is, 0.9949. Okay? Always take the bigger one minus the smaller one. So it's 0.9949 minus 0.0526. Subtract those, and you'll get 0.9423, or if you want to write it as a percent, 94.23%. So here's what it looks like. Here's 0, here's 2.57, here's negative 1.62. About 94% of your data is in between those two numbers. Okay? One more between 1.25, so go to 1.2. And then 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 0.8944. 0.8944 is the first one. And then you want between 1.25. Oh, that was 1.25. Sorry, I got to find negative 0.25. Sorry, so go to the other side. Negative 0.2. Make sure you're way down here. Negative 0.25. So negative 0.20, negative 0.21. 0.22, 0.23, 0.24. Here's negative 0.25. That's 0.4013. Write that down. 0.4013. Subtract those, and you will get 0.4931, or 49.31%. Either way. Okay? All right. So that's just using the chart. Now we're going to get into some word problems, okay? So this is what it's going to look like. We're going to apply it. IQ scores are normally distributed with a mean of 100, standard deviation of 15. Determine the percent of individuals with IQ scores below 115. So whenever your trick to all of these problems is to first find the z-score. Remember how we found the z-score? You took your value, so take the 115. You subtract the mean, which is 100, and divide by the standard deviation, which is 15. So 115 minus 100 is 15. 15 divided by 15 is 1. So that is your z-score, okay? Now, if they want the percent, what you do is you look up your z-score on the chart. So the first thing you do is find the z-score. The next thing you do is look it up. So find 1, that's 1.00, that's right here.